Mr. Hackett's here. He's a savage, and he's like, I'm not just going to sit in close guard, I'm going to attack. So boom, he grabs some wrist grips, he opens his guard up. I don't appreciate any of this, right? He goes to open guard, he's got his feet on my hips. No one's ever gone to this to do polite and gentle things to someone. You go to this to attack, sweep, submit, do something, right? So obviously we got to address this pretty quickly. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to pick a side. I like to always come with my left knee up here. I'm going to put that in my center line here, and I'm going to widen my base out. What that's going to allow me to do is drive my leg forward, posture my chest up, boom, and roll my hands to the inside of his knees here. The grip we're looking for is, you see how naturally his pants kind of bunch up right here? I want to grab that little grip right here, and I want to turn my knuckles forward. Doing two things. One, engaging my arms and my back and disengaging his legs from my hip. It's going to allow me to have better control of his position. Because if I just leave James's feet on my hips here, I can posture up as much as I want. He's going to start off balancing. He's going to start. I have to start disengaging those feet from my hips here. All right. Once we get here, all I'm going to do, I'm going to drive one hand, the opposite hand of the leg that is up down. I'm going to start driving that leg forward and stepping my outside leg up. Stepping over to this leg staple here. What that's going to allow me to do then here is, if you need to, a couple of us are running into this Tuesday where this knee's kind of in front because James doesn't suck right. If you need to, obviously clear that leg out. But we always need to find this underhook. That's the biggest part of this move that we need to focus on, is finding that underhook. I like to scoop this arm up, post this foot forward, baseball slide my way through. Only we had a warm-up drill where we did that. It'd be weird, wouldn't it? Almost be like there's method to my madness. Almost like that. Smirk. So boom, he goes to this open guard. I get that, drive that knee in, get my posture up. A lot of you guys were just trying to be like, oh yeah, he'll definitely let me grab his legs from here. No. Guys, realize the second they get here, they're going to be pinning your wrists to their hips. They're going to be looking to open and do something. So as soon as you get here, boom, we have to start posturing here. Now, if you're a savage and you don't wear pajamas when you choke each other, in front of the knees here, just looking for that grip right at the top of their shin bone. You'll feel just kind of a natural crevice that your hand slides into right as it connects to their knee. That's what you're looking for here. Same concept. I turn this knee down here. Baseball step, cut that knee through. Once we're here, I can clear that knee, get that underhook, pull this arm up, baseball slide up. Remember guys, if you don't get that underhook, do not go. You have to get that underhook, otherwise just turn around and give them your back. That's all you're doing. Questions on this? No? Now without a question. Any other questions outside of just seeing it again? Like I said, the big details on this one are, you want to have a sense of urgency up until that leg staple. Then you can take your time. So when we're here, I noticed this a lot. A lot of us were here and we were like, okay, I guess I'll. And drilling, that's fine. But when you're actually doing this, until you get bone here to this leg staple, you need to have a little bit of that sense of urgency. And once you get here, you can hang out here. I like to sit on this, make people uncomfortable, because I can put a lot of weight on my shin bone. It's all digging into James's thigh right now. Sure, it feels wonderful, right? It doesn't feel great. But once I get here, then I need to fight for the underhook if I need to. I always like to use my head right in the middle of his jawline here. Can help get some pressure here. I like to scoop at the elbow here. Some people will cup at the wrist. I don't care, that's a preference thing. I like to go for the back of that tricep because it's key note. I don't need the key grip for that. Here, baseball slide through. Scissor side control, or if you prefer, just walk that knee up to traditional.
There's one little thing is like, so when you're posturing up, is it like all simultaneous, like with the wrist?
Yes, that's all. I'm showing it in steps because it's hard to explain that all that happens. The second that knee comes up and touches, boom. That's all happening kind of.
Knee and everything.
Yeah, that's all. You're trying to get your posture back as soon as possible and using that knee to help. So as soon as that foot gets in that center line, that's what helps you really be able to drive forward. Because it's hard to just posture up, especially if he's got good grips or has displaced your hips. So that's why that knee comes in to give you that good base point to drive your chest down. Make sense? Other questions? Fill her up. 1, 2, 3. So I'm here with Mr. Hackett. Good things are happening. Boom. He opens this guard. Let's say I get here. I get to the same position. Well, everything's the same here. But let's say for whatever reason, I don't like that staple pass. James pointed out that sometimes you'll run into just lanky people who get past their legs is just hard down there, right? So we're going to do one of my favorite passes, the stack pass. Sometimes you just need to sneak people. Not just smash, you got to sneak. Alright? So when I'm here, I'm going to posture up here, and boom. As soon as I decide I'm going to go for this, I'm going to snap both my hands. That is the key and important detail of this entire motion. Both your hands. So if I dive one of my hands and I go boom, all I did was dive for a triangle for him. Which is really polite of you, but not really the game plan at any point in any match. I don't think I've ever went to one of you pre-match and been like, alright Jordan, here's what we're going to do. You're going to dive into his triangle, and then we're going to win.
Take the triangle.
Yeah, let him really tire his legs out by choking the shit out of you. Then we're going to fight back, right? So when we get here, right, boom, I'm going to dive both my hands under, and as I do that, I'm going to start driving James forward here. I'm going to relieve some pressure here because I like James for a second, but I want all of my weight on the back of his neck here. So when I'm here, boom. That way James gets to carry all 185 pounds. I've actually lost weight. That's great. Still doesn't help James any because I really like pressure. But once I get there, the whole goal is then pick a side and walk that direction. Whatever direction you're going to walk, I like to reach across. Just apply a little pressure to the throw with just a cross collar grip. You're not trying to choke or finish with it. Just discomfort. When I get here and I set this grip, I'm just going to slowly walk my legs past James. Because eventually James is just going to be like, hey, I'll move my legs for you. Please take side control. I'd appreciate it. And that's my goal. This isn't a fast pass. If you do this right, you're diving under, stacking, and walking either direction, keeping all that weight, all that pressure on him. He should want to move his legs by the end of this movement. If he's not, you're rushing it or you're pressuring. So I'm here, boom, I'm fighting. Let's say I tried to knee cut and it just didn't work. I tried to knee cut the other way, it didn't work. Boom, I posture, dive both my hands here, drive James forward. Once I get here, guys, keep all my weight on him. I reach across, even if I don't have the gi, just add that little bit of throat pressure. Boom, and just walk in, walk in, walk in. Yeah, you want to do it. Boom, once we're here, then you just take side control. The only thing I will point out, depending on tournament, you may have to move this hand to score. It's dumb, I disagree, but I don't write all the rules, right? So this hand sometimes may have to come out to the top side, is what it is, but as long as it's not in between his legs, normally you're good, but you can keep him twisted up here, and it's happening. You want the long-winded or the short version? Stupidity is the short version. My hand is still in between his legs. I am in guard. I disagree fully. It's dumb. But it's true. It's the same thing as if the three-quarter is not a pass. If I'm here, right? Am I past him? Have I passed his guard? No, because he's still got my ankle. It's the same concept, just with your arm. It's dumb. I disagree with it 90% of the time. But it is what it is. The day I get to rule the world, I'll change those rules. But until then, here we are. Questions on stack passing? So I'm going to hit that cross collar always. If you don't like that cross collar, or let's say you're no-gi and it's a little bit slippery, all you're going to do is gable grip here, and I'm just throwing him over. That'll be the only difference. But generally, I like even no-gi, adding that little bit of throat pressure. Makes him worry about a lot of stuff instead of trying to defend what I'm doing.
You gotta worry about them doing anything with their legs when you go to the slot. You know what I'm saying?
As far as, like, if James is here, just make sure I'm here, right? It's like, I'm here with James, boom, I get him here. I start walking this way as far as him being able to like attack here.
Like some sort of weird pendulum sweep.
Yeah, if James tries to hook my knee here and he can pendulum sweep me, I fucked up my pressure a whole lot worse than ever. If he can pendulum sweep from there, I fucked up, not pendulum. Like, your weight and pressure should be straight over his knees, even if James really starts to swing his legs and hook this thing. You may land in the knot for side control, but like, you're unlikely to be swept. I'm not saying it. Can it happen? Yes. Is it likely? No. What most people are going to do there is bail out back. They're going to try to like back hold, and you're going to take it. That's likely. As opposed to them poking up towards the front. That would, I would think, would be the more common. Does that make sense, though?
Yeah.
Other questions here. You lose all the efficacy of what you were doing. Like, can I get here and can I go, wing? Yes. Loses what you're doing, and you've created a scramble where you didn't need to. Jiu-Jitsu is all about control to control. So everything I'm doing is to control and isolate. So think about it this way. When I'm attacking James, he's in between his legs. We're in a 50-50 position, really. And honestly, most people have 60 to 70% advantage. He has a lot more attacks than I have. This isn't... I have like a cross collar and a couple bullshit wrist locks. Like, there's not a lot of really good attacks. But all I'm ever trying to do here, control to control. Now I've isolated. This is isolated now. This is the way it's control to control. I've now isolated the top half of the body. Control to control. I've now isolated my entire body versus his own. So that's how you have me looking at it. So yes, short time, you got to score a couple points in the pass. Throws like every other time, stack pass, finish, take control. Because put it this way, you wrestled. I worked really hard. I hit my double, and then I kind of just halfway flurry through the finish instead of sticking. And he escapes, and I don't get my points. Think about it this way. James doesn't suck. He knows how to stack pass. Boom, James throws my legs back. Instead of being in side control, he's creating scramble. It's gain nothing and stand to lose everything. That's why I don't throw a five. Now, situational awareness. 10 seconds left, I need a pass. Everything goes out the window, get the pass. But even then, I want to have as much control. Other questions?
Is there a bow and arrow scope that like tracking, like if you reach around the head for your cross collar instead, like if you can reach that, if they turn away from you, you can kind of push them back?
Can there be? Yes, but it'd be a focus.
Not like a purpose, but like I feel like a common thing, especially at lower levels, would be they try to turn away from you, or
So-
hide their back or turn away from you.
So for me, if I'm going to set up anything, right? Boom, I'm here. All I'm going to look to do is set up here, and as I come across, because a lot of people are going to roll to that side, here, I'm going to look to follow,
Oh, okay.
because that's naturally going to take me elbow to elbow.
Just keep
Thanks. You know, I'd much rather follow him to his back and isolate that arm than I am, could you really set something up? Because the problem is you're not going to be reaching for a cross collar. You'd have to have long enough arms to get all the way around and get this. You have some gang pull, but even then,
I see.
like that's a long reach and setup there for a low percentage technique. If I'm there, all I'm going to do is follow him to his back. Do you want to roll that way? Thanks, I'll take that. And especially if I'm smash passing right, that grip is going to help set up either an arm isolation or the hooks. Either way, I've set myself up for successful hooks. Other questions? You always have creative ideas. Like, keep asking questions like that. 1, 2, 3. So I'm here, Mr. Hackett, good things are happening. He gets to this open guard, right? Well, I get here, I posture, I get my grips. Let's say I'm a little athletic. Let's say I don't like either of the last two passes. Any of a variety of options, right? So all we're going to do is I'm going to look to disengage his feet from my hips, and I'm going to step out to the outside here, coming up, sitting into a good stance. So those of us who wrestle, just get in your wrestling stance. That's literally all you're doing. I'm here, and all I'm going to look to do is shuffle side to side. But as I shuffle, I'm going to look to move him to the opposite way I'm shuffling. So if I shuffle to my right, I'm looking to move his legs left. Does that make sense? Bull. Moving the flag. Okay, left to right. Because all I'm looking to do is get his feet disengaged and get him off mount. So that way when I step this way, I notice I'm past his legs. My inside foot is going to step right to his hip. Here. As soon as that makes contact, I'm going to drive his opposite leg across. Here, I'm going to let go of the top hand knee, and it's going to come up to the shoulder. Couple options. I can look to just sit into knee on belly, or if I want, I can look to really force him up and start isolating the arm. Either way, all we're doing is coming from that same open guard counter position here, stepping up, disengaging his feet off my hips. If you do not disengage their feet off the hips, how many of you have ever been helicopter swept by me? Yeah, I've never held you in the air like a child. Right? That's why you have to disengage their feet off your hips, because if not, they will just lift you up and then armbar you and then laugh the entire time. Not that I do that to people, obviously, Jordan. I'm a nice person. Boom. I disengage the feet, step out to that outside. As I step this way, I come across. Boom. Once I get here, then I decide, do I want to continue working in knee on belly? Do I want to sit across, start taking mount, start forcing him to his belly to take the back? Doesn't matter. You're past his legs, attack as needed. Questions on this pass?
Is that when you initially stand up, I'm guessing that hand grip is the one that's sitting if you're getting put into the belly guard or something?
It's helping. Some people are still going to swivel to De La Hiva, which we're going to. So we're doing wrestling, then we're going to De La Hiva. That'll be the next couple guards. We're going to do like a De La Hiva spider guard series. So we're going to work on killing De La Hiva out. So that's going to be not today's issue. Can you go to De La Hiva there? Yes. If you have really good control of pants, is it a lot harder? Yes. Like if I'm here with James and I step up and I have good control here, can James start to swivel from De La Hiva? Yes. Am I going to be able to also, what's the best way not to get hit in De La Hiva? Don't let him do it, right? Like the smart ass answer will just keep your legs moving. It's going to be really hard for him to set a De La Hiva here. Yeah, when I step up here, I'm not just like, oh man, it'd be really nice to like stand up. I'm like, dude, like yeah, if I just stand up. But if I'm here, boom, I start moving him. Punch James right in the face. Weird colored key. Do you like it though? He gets a pass because green's my favorite color, but like still. But yeah, can they go to De La Hiva? Yes, is that today's concern? Like, we're gonna work ankle pushing and like how to pass De La Hiva and knee barring out of it and things like that. But not today's concern.
Just need to make sure you're not standing up so close or you're down if you're staying.
Yeah, if you stay in like a good almost wrestling, like when I'm here, I'm not, I'm in a wrestling stance. Like I'm bent knees, and then you stand straight up, yeah, it's gonna be a lot easier to start doing shit, regardless of whether it's that deep. Other questions? 1, 2, 3.